welcome to another episode of Words of Wisdom is Food for Thought. So we back again, talking about the culture, which is us and no one else. I told y'all this channel is about spirituality, awakening, and just being aware of what's going on and what's always been going on with us. Like they say, for FUBU, for us, boss. Yeah, you know, and it's in an order. It's in a specific order that I grab these videos and do content with, because it's very pertinent to our uprise, very pertinent to our maintaining who we are and maintaining our energy as high spiritual beings. So this video is with Tyson, Degrasse, Neil Tyson, and a doctor, a female doctor. I forgot her name, but you'll hear it when they start to announce it. But all this shit, y'all, all this shit right here, this conversation that they're about to hold right here, is one of the keys on why y'all need to unask the motherfucking reparations, because you're bullshitting. And that's all y'all been doing, bullshit. But before I do all that, let me tell y'all something. My goddamn channel didn't hit 8,500 views. Now, look how YouTube shadow banning my shit. When you on my channel, look what they showing you. Look what they showing you about my views. They cut that shit in half. They try to act like it's 4,000 and 2,000 and they bullshit with me. You know? And I've been keeping an eye on it. I see what they do. I already know what they do, but I'm just trying to show y'all how these crack ass, pink sick motherfuckers like to do a bit. But like I say, y'all can do all y'all want. This page, it ain't even designed to be monetized, so I give a rat's motherfucking ass. Just as long as people hear the truth and know what's going on, you can't stop it. Because universal law, you can't stop the truth. And I know damn well I ain't saying nothing wrong on this goddamn page. All the shit that I see on YouTube. Man, you better get the frog up on out of here. All the nasty ass shit, the porn, the lies, the fraud, the fake news. Get the frog on. But I had to show y'all, don't think nobody ain't looking. They looking. Donald Trump, I love you, man, and I'm gonna keep saying that shit. And I know it's hitting some certain things when you say certain names and all kind of stuff, and I'm doing it intentionally. Donald J. Trump, Mr. President, POTUS. I'm talking to you. Craig that soldier, you. You see what we going through, man. And we got your back. You gonna always have a spot in Black America. I don't give a damn with nobody. Let me tell you something. My daddy was such a huge boxing fan. My daddy was a Billy badass man. But that's how I was able to know who Trump was. Trump used to be down hard with that Trump Tower and all that boxing and all that. Man, I ain't even gonna say the history because y'all know better. Y'all know that man, he was chill with us. And all y'all nigga ass busy shit. Y'all know that man was chill. Now y'all wanna act like all of a sudden, he raising here. Ain't nobody give a damn about none of that. All that emotional politics. Bitch, fuck your emotions. It's about the policies. And I'm so sick and tired, being sick and tired of these crazy ass, you know what? We're gonna throw you under the bus. That's what we're gonna do. Then, we're gonna throw you under the bus, we're gonna let the tires out. We're gonna let the air out in the tires. That's what we gonna do. Cause y'all too stupid now. And if I hear another ignorant ass NBA, I'm about to cuss you the frog out. And I don't give a damn what you say. Cause you're stupid. And if you ain't got nothing intelligent to say, just shut the frog up. Straight up. Cause it's just goddamn purely ridiculous right about now. Y'all know what the fuck to do. But anyway, I'm about to get off that damn soapbox and jump onto this one. Y'all motherfuckers did that to us on purpose. Cause you knew. All that Germany, mad science, all that Dr. Moreau motherfucker, y'all been testing the psyche and doing all kind of goddamn studies and researching genetic shit on them. You knew exactly the fucking outcome of this shit, bitch. If you don't understand it, if you think this ain't real, let them do it to you. And people keep asking, well, what's wrong with the Black American today? Bitch, we been hoodwinked, bamboozled, inoculated. vaccinated, gaslight, brainwash, you name it. Every goddamn thing. Like I say, I keep always saying that, and I've been saying this since I was small. We must be one hell of a goddamn powerful people. For these motherfuckers. That's all this world seems to exist of. Getting back and fucking with us. Are we that powerful? Are we that much of an important thing for the whole world to get together and try to jack us? What the what? We gotta be important, my nigga. Because let me tell you something. Just think about it. Picture this. Earth, 2026. Y'all did all that. Everything under the sun since y'all got here. They try to fuck us off. Y'all don't sleep. It been millions of years. Y'all still playing. That's why I keep saying, but we hella important. To do all that? Create all of this shit. Just for little old us. Shh. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna let y'all hear these scientists talk and let y'all know this shit is intentional, man. And listening to this is another drop in the bucket. 101 reasons to give us our motherfucking goddamn reparation. All right, without further ado, roll it.
Hey, Neil.
How you doing, man? Former soccer pro?
Allegedly.
Chuck.
Yeah, man. What's
All right,
happening?
man. Good. You know, I'm loving these special editions because what they all have in common is something about the human condition. Chuck.
Yeah, man. What's
All right,
happening?
man. Good. You know, I'm loving these special editions because what they all have in common is something about the human condition.
Yeah.
What it is to be human or what it is to no longer be human because a machine is going to replace our mind, body, and soul. Special edition. Yeah. So
Wait a
today...
minute. What it is to be human? Y'all know Dr. Dipper told y'all they got other beings here, mankind, and human. Come on, cause guess what? Some of this shit, man, I'm gonna let this roll though, but I just had to do it because I ain't did that in a long time. You know, I ain't had no videos to do that stuff on, so I be playing around a lot. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna let this thing go ahead and roll because this one for the books though. Y'all gonna really scratch your head on this, and I don't think people even understand that. But like I said, if you ever furthered your education and went to any type of psychology or medical or anything of that nature, man, they teach you this stuff. And I'm not just talking about for a first year round type of deal. If you read your books and your curriculum and your rubrics, man, this is all common knowledge, to be honest with you. It's all common knowledge. So, without further ado, I'm going to let this thing roll. Roll it.
Today's topic, epigenetics and you. Gary, set the stage here.
Okay, plenty of great ideas start with a question, and podcasts for that matter, right? And that question would be, what if? So, using what if, the stresses and traumas experienced by your grandparents could affect your genetic makeup generations later.
I don't want that to be the case.
All right, hold that thought.
I already know.
Generations later. So, picture this. America. 1492. From that time on to now, the way y'all been treating us is textbook to how the hell epigenetics, trauma, get passed down. Now, I want y'all to pay attention real close. Take your dunce cap off, people. Take the dunce cap off and pay attention to today. Pay attention. Roll it.
Case.
Right?
You haven't met my grandparents. They wouldn't let me forget that their stresses and traumas actually are affecting.
That's a verbal doubling down. But even though those stresses and traumas will have taken place long before you were conceived, yeah, we're back on an epigenetic trail, but this time our destination is transgenerational, not intergenerational. So it's transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. Yes, it's for real. It's a thing. And we may have found the sharpest blade at the cutting edge of epigenetic research.
So, pink people, y'all folks, I don't know why y'all trying to pretend this shit don't fucking exist. Your own people telling you it's a goddamn problem. It's a motherfucking problem now. I dare motherfucker to refute anything that's been on these channels. Cause I got your ass now. And we ain't playing. Roll it.
So having said all of that, please, Neil, introduce our guest.
Are you saying we have a sharp blade sitting among us?
In a metaphoric way.
I'm going to let you know right now that the orderlies have said that that's not allowed.
Dr. Bianca Jones Marlin, welcome to Star Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So,
Bianca Martin, a doctor. So, please pay attention. This is why they never really wanted us to learn certain things or relearn, because it ain't like we didn't know. This is why they were trying to keep us out of education and medicine and all kind of stuff, because they know we was going to get it back and find out eventually. We was going to understand what was going on eventually. That's why they don't want us in certain fields. That's why they still don't want us in certain fields. It ain't that they just being racist. It's because niggas gonna tell. But let me tell you something. Shit. I see some shit going on. I'm gonna tell my people. Hey y'all. Shoot. Let me tell y'all what's going on. You know, I didn't been around the white folks. I do it now. I've been doing that my whole life. So I tell my people everything that I see and that's going on. That's what you're supposed to do. Those who go out into the world to learn and understand, come back and tell the people. Come back and tell your family what the hell going on. And then we roll. That's how they go, troll. Roll it.
you just right up the street here at Columbia University.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh my
good
gosh.
stuff.
At the Zuckerman Institute. What goes on at the Zuckerman Institute?
We study the mind, the brain, and the behavior of humans, of model organisms, and how the world works.
Can I add, what's a model organism?
Model organisms. There's like the ones that we really like that work really well for our genetic questions, like mice,
Right,
flies,
right.
non-human primates like rhesus macaque and monkeys. But we also have non-model organisms like naked mole rat, for example,
Oh,
which are
the naked
precious.
mole rat.
Yes.
You can't.
Kim Possible with the naked bull rat. What's his name? Rufus. Roll it.
Beat that.
Exactly.
What's the difference between a naked mole rat and
And a New York City rat. A lot.
Call me.
One's brilliant.
New York City rats
One
are
will steal your
cloned.
wallet. Exactly.
They're cloned. No,
Yeah,
what?
you'll never see a naked mole rat with a piece of pizza in his mouth going down some stairs.
They're like, ew.
Pizza
Yeah.
mole rat. Wait, so what makes the mole rat a different category of animal to study relative to the list you just gave?
Yes, it's because we're looking at model organisms because we have a question that can pretty much generalize amongst organisms. When you have a non-model organism, like my good friend Dr. Ishmael Abdul-Sabor, who studies as naked mole rats at Columbia, he's looking at pain. And a cool thing about them, they don't feel pain. They don't feel pain. They also don't get cancer, and they live kind of forever.
So
Nah, oh Lord, why these people gonna try to merge their genetics with a goddamn naked mole rat? Cause he don't die, he don't feel pain. Wait a minute. Naked mole rat is pink. Maybe that's why them people don't feel pain. Cause I don't know about the shit they do. You don't think them ever got no pain sensors? All that evil shit they don't. Shh. Man, roll it.
they're outside of the paradigm of what you're
Exactly.
investigating. I did not know that.
They're also precious, but it allows us to, ask different questions that we can't ask in mice that die within 2 years.
Your background is in neuroscience
Background
as
in
it
neuroscience.
specifically applies in these challenges. So first, let's just set the stage.
Yes.
We need to know what epigenetics is. And I know what an epicenter is. It is, the part of the earth above, directly above where the earthquake took place. Okay.
Please, I implore you to do a etymology on the word epigenetics and a definition. And y'all need to be very, very familiar with this term, with this word. Learn it, get it, understand it, ingest it. Roll it.
The epidermis is the skin
one.
above
Skin,
all your
epidermis.
body and organ. So what is
Epidermis.
epigenetic? Is something sitting above your genes?
Perfect. On the nose.
Yep.
No, I don't want to be the one who explains it.
You did it so well. And I don't want to woman-splain you what you just said to me.
And you see how Neil did that? It's just etymology, man. It's just understanding the prefix, the suffix, and the root of any type of word. You can always decipher what something means by that nature alone. I've been using that for years. You know, once you understand what language is, shit, they can't talk over your head no more. They can't. That's why they used to get so mad at little YP. Oh, just because that married was one thing, that don't mean it's connect your life. That's the reason for you making those words similar into certain things. So stop your goddamn lying and get off the boo-boo. So I just had to say that shit. He hit that cold smooth. Rolling.
I want you to women-splain me. Okay. No, what did I leave? Surely there's missing content there. Go.
Yes, and so our genetic code, this is our DNA, this stays the same. And the cool part, it's the same in every cell. Our genetic code is the same in every cell. Mm-hmm. But we have eye cells, we have liver cells. We don't have eye cells growing in our liver, hopefully, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. And this is because we have epigenetic markers, same as the epicenter and the epidermis. Epi means above. So epigenetics means above the genome. Mm-hmm. These are big proteins, big markers that sit on the genome. And they say, nope, don't read this part of the genome, or come read this part of the genome. And they change the way that DNA is wrapped around histones or sit on in a space.
So it turns them on and off. Is that a way to, can we think about it that way?
You can, yes, I think you can.
So the expression of the gene
That's
itself
a better word, expression.
is dependent upon the epigenetic determination?
How much is expressed and when it is expressed depends on the epigenetic.
Okay, you just heard she say how much it is being expressed. And you wonder why ninjas express themselves so jacked up today. You see, let me tell you something. These pink people, they was already sick in the head. Like Master Bob say, they trying to be us while they want us to become them. They don't like them either, because they missing something in genetics. And anybody that's in a anatomy or in a medical field, they gonna tell you straight the fuck up. These pink people are very sickly. They are genetically deficient. They sick with all kinds of goddamn shit. And they say, no, lie or nothing, or you racist, or you just, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all by now, y'all seen this video, which is probably video 555. Y'all know I ain't got time to be lying to nobody. I don't give a fuck about lying to nobody anyway. You not that important for me to lie to you. You're not. You ain't gonna get nothing but straight smoke on this goddamn channel. Straight truth, Ruth. You can take that shit to the motherfucking bank and cash it. Roll it.
Epigenetic environment.
So here we have transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. How does that get inherited?
Oh my goodness. I mean, if we all knew how it got inherited like that quickly, I think you'd be addressing me in my Nobel Prize. But since we're not there yet, but there are questions surrounding that.
Promise here, when you get your Nobel Prize, you're coming back here on the show.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
All right, Girl Scout honor.
Okay.
So there's many questions that are left unanswered when it comes to how transgenerational epigenetic inheritance works. I think we're at the space now in neuroscience where we are observing that intergenerational inheritance of an experience
Yeah, I already knew
is
that.
pretty much canon now. We can say with my studies as well as others that
Hey, let me tell you something. You know how these things already knew that this was going to affect us this way? Because they did it. They did a well-methodical plan on doing this shit. So, you're not fooling nobody. Y'all not acting, oh, this new. No. In order to do something to people so detrimental, bitch, you know. Let's not get goofy with the bullshit now. You motherfucking know. And I don't give a damn what you say and how you say it. Y'all knew the fuck y'all was doing. Ain't nobody stumbled upon stuff with the genetics that damn in depth. And how you so say got smarter than people that say you just got here 4,000 years ago? You a new people? You ain't even people. You a new thing. You took the old knowledge and tried to make other people forget the knowledge. So you can act like you smarter than everybody and play games and shit on people through genes and genetics and genome. That's all you did. That's all you did. So, besides that, roll it.
experience in a parent will change the way the offspring develop. And I'll be pretty specific with this.
Experience in a parent.
Experience in a parent.
Even before the child is conceived.
Exactly. Before the child is conceived. So not a pregnant model
Because
organism.
we heard that can be influenced.
You could envision a way. If you have a pregnant person that's pregnant with a female, the eggs of their granddaughter could be inside of them. So you pretty much can be talking to 3 generations in one space.
Okay, well, catch me up on Bio 101. So I knew that a girl born has all the eggs she'll.
I got it back. Did y'all hear that? This is why they like to try to mess over women. Because we carry the nation. We keep trying to tell y'all men, we get all sperm. Nigga, look. My grandmother carried me, fool. Who carried you? Nobody. So, this is why mitochondria is so motherfucking important. Why y'all talking that bullshit? That's all y'all do, talking bullshit. So, yeah, that's why the female line, we so strong and all that cloning and all. I'm gonna get back to that medical shit in another episode, but that's all they trying to tell you. And y'all gonna stop with that bullshit. And I'm gonna rewind that a little piece for y'all patriotic goddamn misogynist males that think y'all the shit. You ain't the shit, motherfucker. You the shit. You that brown shit that come out of people's anal sphincter. That's who the fuck you are. Cause you know what? I get heated sometimes, yeah. I really do. Because it's enough of the lies. It's enough of the lies. It's too much. Y'all lie to yourself so much. I swear to God, you make me want to walk down the street and slap every motherfucker that I see. Pow! Right in the kisser. Roll it.
Ever drop.
Yes.
But how does the egg that she drops have eggs?
Which means she has the genetics of her granddaughter, who will then make up the body and the eggs of the granddaughter inside of those eggs that's inside of the mom.
So it's basically like a Russian doll.
Okay. All right. All right.
I got one. I got 2 Russian dolls here. Okay.
We
Pass me my Russian doll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's got a spaceship.
Yes.
Space station.
Whose office do you think you're in?
Why are you surprised?
Here in the Hayden Planetarium, Neil deGrasse Tyson's office.
Because it was a Russian doll. I turned around and expected to see, like, I don't know, like a
yes, this is the
babushka.
International Space Station.
That's cool.
And inside there is Soyuz.
Soyuz.
Okay, so
Yes,
that's how they get there.
It works. Okay, so each of these is sort of a genetic expression within the previous one.
So is the
one
last
inside
one
of there.
She wanted me to keep going. Okay.
One inside of there. So let's say mom's space station had like stressful experience.
Yes.
And then baby, what's on baby?
This is Soyuz.
Baby Soyuz.
Yes.
Yeah, baby Soyuz is probably going to be stressed, but baby Soyuz was there in the ether, right?
Okay.
Now we're
But
talking
then
about grandbaby. Who's grandbaby?
Okay, I don't know what this thing is.
Nor
it looks
do I.
sci-fi to me.
Okay.
So this is now grandchild.
That's
Okay.
It sits well with it.
That's
I don't
how
know.
messed up she
This
was
is
there.
way too transgenerational. We're not about great grandchildren. I don't know anything about this yet.
All right.
And you see that? That's why back in the day, the women used to take the pregnant women away from their husbands and all kind of shit. Because they didn't need that fucking stress. And you see, all this shit, how men like to keep women cornered and only with him. That's why them children coming out crazy, because that man, he made the bitch crazy. All that hollering and cussing and beating the bitch and all that other shit. That's what happened to our generation. Them fucking men. And y'all can say all the fucking shit you know goddamn better. And you know what the hell really going on. Them pig people did it to y'all, and y'all doing it to us. Let me back that up. Y'all did it to the pig people. The pig people doing it back to y'all. Now y'all doing it to us. See? Told you, there's a multi-dimensional level of chess going on. Everybody doing the same shit to everybody else. The woman ain't doing shit to nobody. Ain't that a blip? Y'all some yeah, motherfucker, this big man. Y'all make me say some shit I ain't really be wanting to say. But it's y'all doing that. Y'all fucked everybody up. This patriarchal shit, this male shit want to beat on a bitch and do all kind of shit. Y'all jacked everything up. Take your fucking lick, goddammit. Roll it.
So then the last one here, we're now 4 generations in.
Yeah.
And guess what that is?
Oh,
Stressing a
Sputnik.
bitch out.
And it's Russian all the way through.
Oh, look at that. That's
So
a good one.
you're telling me that some elements of all of our behavior is not our fault.
Ooh. I'm saying that in some
Okay, she
model
didn't want-
She was
organisms,
like, ooh,
Okay.
so listen.
because my kids are listening to this, okay? Like, no,
Wait,
that's
could
on
be-
you.
Wait,
Okay.
let me not be so negative. Are you suggesting that some components of our character, personality, demeanor, and the like is traceable to forces that occurred outside of the lives we've lived.
What I'm saying is that in some model organisms, there's an experience that can happen in a parent that leads to epigenetic changes, that leads to changes in development of offspring. Now, we've demonstrated this in worms. My lab specifically looks at mice. When it comes to humans, the most studied topics surrounding intergenerational and transgenerational inheritance comes from after World War II, the Dutch hunger winter. So this is a period of time where the Netherlands were cut off from food. And
see what I'm saying? The Netherlands cut off from food. Again, y'all do that shit to yourself. Y'all always want to cry and act like women doing all kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. Y'all paint people. Y'all done fucked your own self. Y'all paint men. Y'all done messed your own self up. All this fighting and shit, y'all done did that shit to yourself. I don't want to hear that. Let me tell you something. I don't feel sorry for none of that people that be trying to fight each other. Because, bitch, you deserve that. Roll it.
And it led to a man-made famine. So this is also, I think, something pretty particular. We're not talking about
anything about it.
Really?
Yeah, 1944 to 1945.
Yes.
Even
And
that
then
late in the war.
Then the generations were suffering from serious medical conditions of diabetes.
Diabetes, hypertension, even schizophrenia, not just for the children. And we're speaking about young children who were starved, but were not pregnant. We're not procreating. We're starved. They went on to have children, who went on to have children, which is our generation now. Like the generation of these people are alive now. And what we observed is that what other studies have observed is...
You know what I don't understand? How the fuck people starving and they got animals everywhere? That's some... Let me tell you something. Half of here shit, them motherfuckers be lying. That's white folks with that shit. We had number stone soup and... Bitch, you just... Fuck... That's like an animal starving. You know what? I'm so sick of these beings on this planet. I can't call them all humans because they're not. I can't call them all man because they're not. I can't even call them all of mankind. You just want to hear shit. It's just the most ignorant ass, goofy ass bullshit I ever hear in my life. And they were starving and there's no birds. There's no fish. There's no frogs. There's no berries, no fauna or flora. You can't find shit to eat. No rats. No nutri-rats. What the fuck? How you starving, my nigga, and you don't want to eat bee soup? How the fuck is y'all starving and they got food everywhere? Where is you? They even got mountain goats if you're in the mountain. They got spiders. They got rodents and all kind of creepy crawler critters. Find you something to fucking eat, goofy. If you starve back in them times because there ain't no Walmart, bitch, you deserve to die. Roll it.
Not what my lab particularly does, is that there's an increase in hypertension, diabetes, schizophrenia. And I also think it's very particular to
You'd think the Dutch were black.
Hold on. And you want to call these motherfuckers hunters and gatherers. Oh, they don't take care. How the fuck you... Bob? How a man worth anything there about a starving, but you a hunter and gatherer? You a leader? You're a goofy bitch. Roll it.
I was just gonna go there.
Oh, sorry, sorry, I didn't mean it. Go.
This is a man-made famine. This is not something that's tracking with like the environment in a way that all things are aligned. This is a man-made famine. So you can envision a space where
this is a man-made famine. We'll go somewhere the fuck man ain't. Period. Roll it.
you have a man-made famine, a man-made decrease in food, increase only in salted food because that's all you have access to. For
Salt preserves food
Yes,
if you have it at
exactly,
all.
yeah.
Plus a lot of stress, I would assume, if we're
Yes.
talking about the black population prior to the 1900s, and then introduce food deserts and access to low-quality food.
Just
We can
remind
envision
us
an epigenetic
what
space.
a food desert is.
Yeah, so a food desert is a common terminology that we use for a space in which there's not fresh food available in like a X block radius, like
It's
a
called
walking
black
radius.
neighborhood.
Fresh food. But yet we got nature. That's just like saying, oh, that tree ain't fresh. Really? Oh, that grass not fresh. It's just, fuck, man. Roll it, man. I don't know what the man. Well,
That's a food desert. Okay, you can get McDonald's before you can get broccoli. Okay,
Chuck has defined food desert.
So you've got this Dutch winter famine in 44, 45 as a real-time observation.
A data set.
now, he said Dutch. I wouldn't put it past these pink motherfuckers if they lying about all they shit. Yeah, we had a famine. That dude say, oh, you can get McDonald's before you can get broccoli. Come on now. We talking about nature, man. That's enough of that goofy shit. That's why I said nothing them pink people say gonna make no sense, because that's all they do is lie. They lie like they had such a hard time. Just tell motherfuckers you came out the cave. Just tell people you ain't know what to eat, how to eat, who to eat. Just say that. Just say you was fucking dumb. You was a caveman. You was an animal. You had no human way of life. And animals ain't even that stupid, because ain't nobody got to tell them animals what to eat. Now the man gonna know. But I guess since y'all spliced it so goddamn much, you lost all sense of anything. But y'all associate Pharaoh and, with the she-wolves and the Ramas and the Remas and, yeah, why y'all didn't get them fucking animals to take care of y'all bitch asses then? All that lying. Ain't nothing but lies. But I just had to say that. Roll it. We talking about epigenetics and goddamn reason number one why y'all need to give us our mother trucking goddamn reparations. Roll it.
Yeah, and I think it is possibly the only one that's been sadly created so far.
It is the best studied, and this is because the Netherlands took very clean note of who served in the military. So they started to see these data come about.
Wait a minute. And that's all these little countries that's draining our money now? Sweden and Netherlands and all kind of shit. Ain't that them motherfuckers? Ain't that them now? They're stealing all this shit from America to bring that shit back over there? Like I told y'all in one of my videos before. That's fine. You came, you was knuckle dragging, and you ain't no shit. We had to teach you how to wash your ass and do all kind of stuff. Y'all have that now. You got YouTube and a how-to do-it-yourself video. Bitch, go the fuck back from when y'all came from and use that shit on the internet to keep y'all survival up. When they showed y'all how to cook, when they showed you how to wash your ass, when they showed you how to comb your hair, we did all this shit. When they exposed our entire being on the internet. Go over there and learn. Y'all should be okay by yourself now. You don't need us no more. You don't. Why are you still holding on to Black America like that? Like, that's all, well, go home, goddammit. Roll it.
Now we know that there is a Chinese famine that took place. We, of course, can look at the Black American and Native American population and tie food deprivation with stress and look at and health outcomes. But this one is well studied in a short period of time.
If we take that and use that as a starting point,
yes,
your research at your Marlin lab.
What a coincidence. You work in a lab called the Marlin Lab.
Voila. I chose well. I heard the boss there is great. She's fab.
What a coincidence.
Exactly, yeah.
What are the odds of that?
So your research covers a number of things, but what about this epigenetic inheritance? What is your research about? What is it finding, and how are you finding it and going about getting the result?
Reparation.
Yes, we spoke about the Dutch hunger winter and Black America, and our work is really motivated on how do we make tomorrow better than it is today? What does it mean to be a human in this space and in this place, have experiences that are both positive but also negative, how that affects the way the brain develops, the body develops, how that affects offspring, interactions with offspring, and how does that affect, therefore, communities, which affect the world? That really is the heart of what we do in the Marlin Lab. And if you didn't get it, the Marlin Lab is my lab. That's
lab.
that one.
Pretty cool.
Yes. And so I take my passion for figuring out how we can make tomorrow better than it is today and my love for science, biology, and neuroscience and bring this together. So although our mission is to aid the world in this way, we use model organisms such as mice and techniques such as studying epigenetic inheritance to get to this answer.
So how do you...
Okay, let's kind of piggyback off of the main topic. We're talking about epigenetic trauma. That's what the frog we talking about.
I mean, okay, if we're back to trauma, what are you sadly doing to mice to inflict trauma. And how do you then balance that out to see how these changes take place?
Well, first we paint the mice black. That's the first thing we do.
The sad part is, oh gosh, they're called C57 Black 6. Those are the name of the mice.
Oh,
it's just like in the
man.
name. Every time you write it down, we're like black mouse. Yeah.
Oh, what is...
You see, y'all think, let me tell you something. When you creating scientific names and all kind of thing that you so-called and discover and invent, these motherfuckers name these things intentionally that way. Don't think this is just some coincidence. Nah. Everything is everything. Don't let these motherfuckers fool you. Roll it.
Damn.
But we treat them very well
Right.
because we really want to
We
see.
will not allow them to get a mortgage in certain areas.
We do redline them.
Time for our first commercial break. We'll be back after we reset.
You cut off parts of the maze.
Hold on. You see what I'm saying? They taking it lighthearted and joking, and it's cool, because ain't nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But, see how everybody know y'all red line black people? This be our jokes on the inside. Y'all act like we so stupid, we don't know what the fuck y'all be doing. Man, we joke about that shit all the time. You done heard our Paul Mooney's, our Dave Chappelle's, our Eddie Griffin's, our what that boy name? Eddie. What's that nigga name, man? Coming to America. God damn it. I'm catching a goddamn brain fart. But anyway, man, ain't nothing y'all do that we don't know. We make fun of that shit. So, ain't nobody be wanting to hear all of that. But I just had to say that bitch said, yeah, they red line a goddamn black mouse. That shit funny. Roll it.
Oh, God.
A maze with no exit, right?
Yeah.
Just stuff, just
Right.
messing with you.
Yes. Because we want to see like what is the bare minimum that you could do to create an epigenetic change. We really try to do the bare minimum. And we also respect the fact that every mouse that is part of this experiment and experience is a mouse that we're asking them to dedicate their life to this experience. So we do take that very seriously.
Did she say she's asking them?
We
to
do.
dedicate
We do.
this?
Look, they have names after _ Black 6. They have a name. We give them names. So,
Okay.
yeah.
There's Tyrone.
You know what, boy? Yeah.
You're going to get me in trouble here, okay?
I am forbidden from saying anything right now.
Yeah, you better.
Malik is my favorite.
Letitia.
Guys, okay, I'm pulling it back.
Go
ahead.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. All right, so they pretty much have a pretty regular mouse life, right?
Black people get in trouble for making black jokes. Boy, we can't even laugh at ourselves about the white folks, huh? That's because they know they are a joke. And we laugh at that shit. That's what make them mad. Ooh, you're not mad now, bitch. You're a joke. Hee hee, ha ha. Roll it.
Hang out in a cage, they get food, sometimes they get to have sex, they live their best life. This is what they do. So there's not many dynamic things happening.
Wait a minute. It was just too funny. I'm gonna let it go. Roll it.
Happening in their life when they're here in the lab. What we do is we place them into a new chamber, so they haven't seen this chamber before. We then introduce an odor, a smell. This is a smell, it kind of smells like almond. It's called acetophenone. And we present acetophenone for 10 seconds, and then it co-terminates with a light foot shock. We give them a light foot shock on their foot, and they jump back.
Pavlov's
But in a
dog.
mouse who pretty much has had
What they call that? Conditioned stimulus and unconditioned stimulus. If anybody ever took up psychology in college or any type of university, they definitely talk about that. Everybody knows about the reinforcement of behavior. With the bell ringing and the salivating, blah, 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 blah. So that's what she's talking about, basically. Training, conditioned stimulus shit. Roll it.
the best life of eating, drinking, and hanging out.
This is a terrible
This is
thing.
yes.
Yes.
It's like
Right.
It's a big deal.
It's like, this is when they find out, oh my God, I'm black. This is the
when did you find out you were black?
Until
life was
One
great
day I smelled
until
almond,
this
yeah.
moment.
Okay, all right.
I smelled some almond and I got a shot.
Foot shock, right?
All
So
right.
they're like, what is happening? This happens 5 times in a row.
Right.
And then we put
Over
them
what
back in the
period of
cage
time?
over the span of 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
We put them back in the cage. And we take them out the next day. We put them in the chamber. You could already tell they
Right. Just from their chamber itself, it
their
makes them
experience.
apprehensive.
Yes, they freeze. It's called freezing. Mice do two things. They'll either freeze or run away. Those are their two responses to stress.
But you see, that's what they're trying to do to FDA. They want us to flinch. They want us to be fearful of them. They want us to have some kind of epigenetic flashback. Oh, the trauma. But the point is, we so spiritual and deeply rooted, ain't nobody scared of that shit. That's why they took away the meaning of death and an understanding of death. We wouldn't used to be scared of death. They made them things scared of it. You know? Like Master Bobby always say, you look at every ancient text. There's nothing in any text anywhere telling you, how to live right on this planet. No, it's always about how to die and how to stop yourself from coming to this bitch. They ain't telling nobody nothing about nothing else.
So they freeze when they get in. We have not given them the odor. They already know the room is already stressing them out. So then they...
Already, they stressed out just from the first go round. Stressed out now? And you wonder why everybody got a goddamn mental issue today.
get kind of chilled with the room, like, okay, nothing's happening. And then we turn on the odor and they freeze again.
Of course.
And they're
Even
waiting,
before you shock them.
Right.
and they're counting down for their foot shock.
Right.
And so they freeze when they smell it, and then they jump because they get the foot shock.
Yeah, they get that.
We do this for 10 minutes a day for 3 days.
So this oppressive reputation is the cause of what's going on with some of us. But like we say, we such strong people, that don't affect us all. Because we all don't participate in that fear factor shit. We around here, we don't have no fear. We was bred like that, no fear. Scared of what? Like the dude already say, y'all done already did everything y'all want to do to us already. Now what? And we still fighting y'all. Undoubtedly, your bullshit ain't work. Yeah, you got a few people, a few dummies. Then they go up in there and mix race and mess more genetics up with these other people that's suppressed and oppressed and got issues. It's the fall of humanity. That's all this is. You can only put people in a pressure cooker so long before the shit, enough to make your head pop off. Roll it.
There's many things you can use, many things neuroscientists use to create.
I think everybody ought to get disability check for PTSD for humanity. Y'all done made everybody fucking crazy than a goddamn June bug. Roll it.
This pairing, like odor, or we can use sound. We use odor for
sensory correspondence. Yeah.
sensory correspondence, yes. And I even said the vision, like going into the chamber will also make them
Right,
scared.
exactly, yeah.
But we use odor for a very specific reason. And I can either tell you now, or you can ask me, and I can tell you. What do you want me to do?
No, let's do it.
Do
I know we
not
got
keep
it.
me guessing.
Okay.
Yes.
We use odor because odor is just a really cool sense.
God, the olfactory system is a mug. It'll take you back in time, just like music and sounds. All that resonates. That smell, when you kid, you can smell what mama used to be cooking, what mama bakes. And you smell that smell, it's nostalgic. Like, ooh, I know that smell. That smell like mama gumbo. Ooh, I know that smell like mama etouffee or mama makshu. Oh yeah, we live by that. We walk to a restaurant, we can smell all the shit that's in your food before we can even halfway taste it. And Lord, don't get them taste buds working in conjunction with that. Ooh. I'm telling you, that's a hell of a machine about it. And them folks been trying to find a way to break that bitch down ever since they got here. Roll.
Lab studies smell, taste, and sound, these three. And focusing on odor, when you breathe in, you respire. You're smelling my lovely Aqua de Parma perfume, right? And you'll remember this moment forever because of this. This is how we interact with the world. When you breathe in, there's some neurons that interact both with the world and with the brain. These neurons are called olfactory sensory neurons. So they're first order neurons that explore the world and also can send a message back to the brain. And I was lucky enough to train under Richard Axel for my postdoc. He won the Nobel Prize for understanding. He, along with his postdoc Linda Buck, won the Nobel Prize in 2004 for ironing out what it means to have a mammalian sensory system like the nose. And what we see in the nose is that every neuron in the nose expresses only one olfactory receptor. So it could pretty much only respond to a chemical that binds only to that receptor.
Wow.
So there's a level of specificity. And in speaking about epigenetic inheritance and transgenerational epigenetic inheritance, what does it mean for us to be stressed because of our ancestors? This is what we're missing in the field. And this is why I'm so proud that my lab has been able to bring this to the field, the level of specificity. Because we're not talking about your feelings getting hurt. We're talking about an odor that only binds and activates this one receptor in this nose.
Right.
And what we've been able to replicate, because another lab did this first and it came up with a lot of controversy, and then demonstrate to a higher extent, is that those neurons that smell that almond, you take that mouse out, not the moms, only the dads. You breed them, and you look at the next generation. And those generations are born with a different olfactory sensory
Get
epithelium.
the hell out of here.
So how do you?
That is
'cause
insane.
It's not as if you can look up the nose and say, "Oh, you've got more," or "You've got the same." So how are you testing? How are you finding your results to prove?
Yes, we have a really cool new
that is
technique.
amazing.
Thank you. Yes.
I mean, that's really,
Let me back up just for a minute.
Yeah.
You described the experiment as though it was written on a tablet somewhere, but you had to sit down with either yourself or with colleagues and figure out what would make a good test
Hands down.
for the hypothesis.
Hands down. That took a lot of time.
I just want to give credit to
Thank you.
It's easy to say, put him in.
No.
Give him no, you have to think that through.
I mean, that's just tremendous.
Okay. And you want it to be simple enough
Yes.
so that there's not a lot of complicating other factors to
Exactly.
isolate the causes and effects.
Right.
on the nose.
That's
Yes.
so great.
And it's not an easy part of the brain to get to. We created techniques and we use techniques now in the lab. We do brain clearing, so we can clear the entire tissue.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I'm
okay,
gonna see.
no.
Okay.
Listen. Let me just
And
say
use light sheet imaging, and
Right
then
now,
it's
this
so
is
cool.
Brain clearing.
This is
Brain
some
clearing and light
straight
sheet,
up.
yes,
They clone
it's great.
Tyrone stuff that I'm not sure.
Transgenerationally, yes. It's like a little transgenerational Tyrone.
So how exactly and where exactly?
That's gonna be the name of my first book, like Transgenerational Tyrone. Intergenerational inheritance of trauma.
So what's
Yes.
the brain clearing though? That's how do you get to that space?
I
where
totally
you-
skipped a part because we're seeing that the offspring have a brain that looks like the parent. But I didn't tell you what the parent brain looks like. We take the animal out of this chamber after 3 days of odor shock pairing. We actually let them relax. Day 10, they actually get to, have a little fun. They breed because we're going to look at those kids later. And 21 days later, we ask them to sacrifice their life. And then we look at their brain.
Right.
And if you look at the animals that just got an odor and no shock, or just got a shock and no odor, or got odor and shock, but it's not co-terminating at the same time, their brains all look the same. The paired animals, we call it, the animals got the odor co-terminating with shock, they have more neurons that respond to that odor. Mm-hmm. So I want to give a second to give the beauty of biology that sits there before we even get to the next generation. The brain takes energy to make new things, to change.
It's
we
an
have
electric,
more
It's an
neurons.
electric device, so it makes sense.
So what period of time does it take for this generation of more receptors to actually happen?
We are
In the
seeing it
adult?
in the order of 21 days, about a month. Cool part about the main olfactory epithelium, there's stem cells in this area.
What part? That's the part where the smell.
Exactly, the
manifests?
neurons that can smell the world and then send
And you
information
call that
to
what?
the main olfactory epithelium. Epithelium.
There's another epi.
Look at that.
Okay,
Yes.
epithelium. Good. Okay.
And so this tissue, it has a stem cell population. There are very few areas of the brain that have stem cells. One is the hippocampus, an area known for placement and memory. One is the olfactory bulb. This is where these neurons send the information to that go to other parts of the brain. And the main olfactory epithelium. So there's neurons that are there. They're not neurons. I take that back. They're cells that are there.
Stem
And they're
cells.
like, what am I going to be when I grow up? And they usually hang out and they're like, okay, I'm going to be a peppermint cell because that's what my epigenetic modifications will allow me to be. And then we give them this experience, this odor shock pairing. And what we've gone on to demonstrate, what my lab has demonstrated, is that these neurons are going to be peppermint and say, as important as peppermint is,
Not gonna do
almonds
that.
more
Yeah,
important.
I'm not going to do that. I gotta make
I'm
a
going
detour.
choose.
to
I gotta make a
bias my
detour.
receptor
I
choice.
got to make
Yeah.
a detour because that's more important for me.
Okay,
Because now
but
I have this experience
I just want to just
that becomes a stimuli, basically.
It is a stimulus, exactly.
insane.
just so we're on
Wow,
the,
you're brilliant.
just
Thanks.
just on the same mouse page. How long does it take a newborn mouse to be old enough to have a next generation?
It takes about 6 weeks.
So a mouse is born. 6 weeks later, it can get pregnant.
Yes.
And how long is the gestation period?
21 days.
That's why you said 21 days before, because
It just happens to be a coincidence that
Oh,
also
okay.
21 days is a good time in the nose.
And the typical life expectancy of a mouse is a few years? Several years?
2 years in the lab.
Two
Yeah,
years.
a year and a half, yes.
2 years, okay.
In the wild, a lot shorter.
Yeah, because they're tasty snacks
Yeah.
for owls and foxes and things.
Exactly.
So I guess what I'm getting at is mice, which are interestingly genetically similar to us, because we're mammals and vertebrates and this sort of thing. I get that. But what would take us decades to manifest as an organism happens in weeks in your lab. So that if you need to go through multiple experiments, it's way more efficient.
People also study flies and worms, and they can do this 7 generations in 2 weeks. So we're dead smack in the middle. It takes a while to get to
So that's
the
why
transgenerational
that's why
part.
flies and worms show up in these kinds of
Very
conversations. You would not do it on Galapagos tortoises because that would just
Nope. 0% chance.
they'll outlive your lab.
That's funny.
So you conduct this experiment with an adult.
Yes.
How many generations will this be present? This change?
We are observing it right now from parent to offspring, from sperm of male to offspring. Our preliminary data suggests that this is not carried on to the next generation if you do nothing to the parent. And this makes evolutionary sense. If your parent has gone through a trauma and you have not come across this stressor or trauma in your lifespan, why would you give your offspring anxiety? Like, why is it that you would pass that on to the next generation if it's not relevant? Biology's smart. It's smarter than us.
See what she just said? Why pass it on if it's not relevant? That's why these folks gotta keep doing the same bullshit every generation, trying to make shit stick. Because we strong. We keep fighting. Every generation we fighting. Every generation they try to come up with something new. Same old succeed, they keep trying over and over and over to affect us. You know? It's just sad. So, like I keep saying, man, all this shit is real. All the trauma and oppressing people doing to people, they know what they doing. They know exactly what the fuck they doing. Rolling.
And so we sometimes speak about this in a lens of like fear, we don't want this. But really, I view it as biology wanting us to survive. Because if you have more neurons in the next generation, you probably can sense this odor
Right. So
more quickly.
It becomes a defense mechanism.
And now you see, for all y'all pink things out there, why some black people naturally just don't like you. Because of all the shit that y'all done so say passed on, like, we gonna just forget, well, why y'all gotta hold on to something else so long ago, bitch? That's why. That's why a lot of black people just naturally don't fool with you all. They don't fool with you all. They don't. Because it's genetically imprinted that, bitch, you the enemy. I don't give a damn how much you want to change yourself and smile and try to be people nice and, you know, buy them a beer in the store or try to do a nice deed. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. Now you know why we just naturally don't like you. You and your kind. Same shit. So stop asking black people why y'all feel the way they do about them pink people. Because that's why. Shit, and my great-great-granddad didn't like you, hell, if I were 10, I ain't gonna like your ragged ass either. That's how that shit work. Rolling.
Mechanisms in a manner of speaking.
Adaptive,
Right.
in a way.
Right.
And I wouldn't call, anxiety or stressors in this area.
And I gotta piggyback. It ain't fear. It's disgust and hatred. Because people can hate you and not do you a thing. Us as black folk, that's how we deal with that. Because y'all hate people, y'all try to do people something. Us, we as black people, we just don't fuck with you. And we don't like you. And that's just a fact. So, even if we're so good, well, you ain't got no power to be racist. I give a damn. I don't like you no way. I don't fuck with you. How about that? Roll it.
Adaptive. But I do think biologically, the hope is that it becomes something that the animal will allow the organism to survive.
It gives a defense mechanism that wouldn't otherwise be there. Right. And it needed it for the almonds, even though why would you need to defend against almonds?
You had to learn.
You in your lab gave them the electric shock.
Because that's what the world looks like, right? The world is dynamic. It's always changing. There may be times where something that originally is neutral becomes something that has to be aversive, and your brain has to learn that. It's the beauty of being able to learn that, having your genome learn that, and having that be passed on.
So if your generations are in the same environment that caused all the trauma and stress for the original parent, and it stays like that, understandable, you've got the mechanisms that you should be able to survive. But what if that environment changes and you don't long lead it? Surely you've got a slightly maladapted series of offspring.
It's the question of maladaptation. I cannot create a space in my mind that would describe biology being maladaptive.
Okay.
Because what if that odor did come back? Right?
right.
Like the
All
odor
right.
could never come back, and then yes, you probably have a few more neurons, you maybe smell a little bit less peppermint, but what if that odor does come back? Because not smelling peppermint won't kill you, but not smelling almond could.
Yes, see that.
Wow.
And that's evolution, right, in a nutshell,
And
right
yeah,
there.
happening much quicker
Right.
than we normally
we
tend to
describe that.
think.
No, it's not epigenetic, but it's in the skeptics community. We describe why it is we are so good at seeing patterns, even when there's no pattern there.
Right.
And it's been plausibly traced back to if you think you see a lion in the bushes, and you run away. Even though there wasn't a lion in the bushes, you live another day.
Voila.
If you don't think there's one there and there is,
That shit crazy. I sure hope. I really, really hope y'all paying attention and understanding the science behind this shit. Now, like I said, there's certain videos that I play that I understand as very pertinent to Black American culture. Y'all better pay attention, man. Pay the goddamn attention. God damn it. Stop sitting up there with your thumb up your ass. Roll it.
then that's the end of your gene pool.
Game over.
Right. So there's a benefit to the caution, to be on the cautionary side of all of this.
Let's throw it into the moment. We have a war in Ukraine. We have a war raging in Gaza.
Both with huge tolls on the next generation.
The stress and trauma must be
Yes.
unimaginable for the likes of me and anyone else, I'd imagine. Are we likely to see future generations experiencing all sorts of issues like we did with the winter famine?
It's a scary thought.
Yeah,
a really
but
sad and
is it
heartbreaking
most
and
likely
scary
going
It'll
to
be the new
case?
black people of the world,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, look, this is generations on generations, right?
Yeah.
And I do think, and I would love to add, my hope as a neuroscientist is that biology is adaptive and wants us to survive. And so although there is going to be an element of inheriting the man-made trauma, right? This is not like ethological trauma. This is man-made trauma that we are
Notice that phrase
having.
hasn't become degendered. Man-made trauma.
I said what I said.
I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to say.
I didn't.
Told y'all, man made all these goddamn issues. Man-made trauma. Why would you sit up there and make trauma? Why you keep trying to break people? What the hell going on? What's wrong with y'all? Roll it, man. You're pissing me the fuck off.
Stutter.
It's kind of hard to degender that one.
It's a human-made trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
Political, man-made trauma.
You know,
All right, well,
Deal with it.
let's
Right, but I would want to finish the fact that
well,
we can still learn. Right? And so my hope is that in understanding what's happening with these mechanisms that the Marlin Lab is studying, we can also understand a little bit more about what it means to readapt when things are not in a state of trauma. And that's what we hope to bring forward. So it's not all hope is lost.
Is there a difference in heritability between the male who experiences the trauma and the female? The female's carrying eggs,
Hands down.
but the male
Exactly.
produces sperm.
yeah.
yeah.
This guy, can we sit on that for a second? This is the part that makes me excited about science. The mantle factor epithelium turns over on the order of 21 days, maybe 40 days. So like there's a neuron, it's born, live your best life, you're dead in 40 days. And a new one
In a
comes
human?
in humans, in mammals. So in humans and mice.
Why does it die away?
So, for example, maybe if anyone's had COVID over the last few years, you'll come to know you can't smell.
Couldn't smell.
But then after a while, you begin to smell, right? Because
Or
there's a
you
turnover.
smell things that
Yeah, the
you're
flu
not
did that.
smelling, like
Like Clorox.
gas.
Okay, I'm
That
sorry
was
you had that.
That was my experience.
Right,
I kept saying, "Who left the stove on?" I'm running around the house like, "Someone left the stove on," and they're all looking at me like, "What is your problem?"
Terrifying.
We have an electric oven.
Okay.
Good one.
But now you
Yeah.
can smell fine.
Yeah, I'm
right?
fine.
If you ever, maybe when you played soccer, you probably headbutted a ball.
Yes.
And for a period of time, you probably couldn't smell well or your taste was kind of funny. This is because, well, you,
But no, I can see what you're saying. I
Okay.
can see that there's a direct cause and
Yes.
effect.
Because those neurons send their dendrites, so the part of the neuron that takes in information,
Yeah.
out into this like this area in the
Remind
nerves.
us of the parts of the nerve cell.
Yeah, so we have the cell body that's represented here by my well manicured hand. And then we have the dendrites here. The dendrites to sit out in the ether of our nasal cavity. And so as we breathe in, as we respire, we get these molecules, they bind to the dendrites.
And the dendrites are those looking like tentacles coming off
Yes, coming off the top of the cell body. Exactly.
Right, go ahead.
And then they'll send this message to the cell body that says, okay, there's enough of these molecules that are bound. Let's make this neuron fire electrically because neurons are both chemical and electrical.
Right.
And so it'll fire electrically and it sends that electric signal down the axon.
Right.
And then it ends in what's called the manufactured bulb. So this is when it starts sending information to the brain, to places like the amygdala, which represent emotion, places like the piriform cortex.
So this
which is
stimulus
smell.
gets shared with parts of the brain that can take action on it.
Yes.
Is that a fair way to characterize it?
Yes, exactly. And this is important because it turns over every 21 days, 21 to 40 days. So do sperm.
Right.
Our data has demonstrated that when you mate a animal, 40 days after the odor shock pairing, we still see this change in the next generation.
Yes.
So that's got to be the female.
Females
No,
are never shocked. We would never do that in the Marlin
So
lab.
it's
No, wait. Then how does it go beyond?
Exactly. It's something happening that
just
gets
discovered
down
it.
to the sperm.
Right. It's being stored.
And even new
on a
sperm.
molecular
Creates the
cellular
sperm.
level. Yes.
In the gonads.
and on a
some-
molecular
In the
cellular
gonads.
The
level. it's
epididymis?
Yes.
Is it epididymis?
Oh, voila. The
testes, yeah.
epididymis. Yes, in the
that's a word.
epididymis.
That's a word.
See, it goes beyond that. Because males create new sperm all the time. So, how is something new being picked up to the body? Because something is embedded there. So it's going to pick it up regardless, and that's them testing who we need to break first, the women or the men. Hell, the pink people, let's break them both. Make sure we don't leave no stone unturned. Let's make the whole race crazy. See what I'm saying? But the kick in the pants is, them motherfuckers sicker than we are. And ain't nobody ever did half of the shit that they did to us, to them. Prove me wrong. Roll it.
Epididymis.
It
Yes,
shouldn't
it's
be.
inside your balls.
Epididymis
Then
zone.
again,
With
it's
epi-
epi, yeah, it's
It's
epi
inside your
again.
ball sack. It's your epididymis.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't go technical on me.
Exactly.
Epididymis.
Epididymis. The epididymis.
That's the what? The thing that creates sperm.
The epididymis is an area of the inside the testes,
mad.
in which immature sperm, so like their sweet baby sperm, they go into the epididymis and they get what's called an epididymosomal payload. This is not the work that we have pioneered. This is work that others have pioneered that demonstrate if you have, like, for example, low food. So in metabolics, this has been demonstrated. There's a payload of information that comes from the liver, or that's in the liver, and also found in the epididymis. And what happens is these sperm go through.
See what I'm saying? We're talking about that liver? And that's why I keep telling y'all, leave that damn brown liquor alone. That brown liquor jacking y'all them men up. That's why them children look retarded. Y'all drinking too goddamn much. Bro,
the epididymis, they mature, they get grown, and they also get this payload, the epididymosome, that says you were starved. And they bring that down to the next generation.
Yes. So years ago, and you maybe you'll know this, and I can't. I'm so sorry, but I read a study.
You were trying to look it up?
I was trying to look it up, but I was trying
Maybe
to
I'll
look up the
know.
study itself, and it dealt with sperm production
Okay.
and cocaine use in
Yeah.
men.
Yep.
Do you know the study I'm talking
I
about?
believe I do.
Yeah.
It was done at Penn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was fascinating.
that's why y'all brought all them drugs here. Ain't get that to the black community. Y'all know them black men weak anyway. They get that to the black man. The black man turn around, he did the same bullshit apple thing. Turn around and get that shit to the black woman. Now she lost her rabbit ass mind. Now you got a crackhead nigga and a crackhead woman, and y'all got a crackhead baby. And y'all keep doing the same shit over and over and over. Somewhere over the rainbow. Y'all just keep doing the same shit. But then, again, like that dude talking about, well, we don't need reparation. We need to find out. Man, y'all been trying to find yourself since finding yourself. And again, we're not talking about the kind of find yourself, well, I'm indigenous here. No, we talking about spiritually. Know who the hell you are. These motherfuckers been lost since y'all was created. Like that rabbi say, it all started with the confusion of God. Y'all been confused ever since. You can't even handle the truth. So how the hell you gonna fix yourself? The truth is everywhere. You are willfully ignorant and refuse and reject as if the stone that the builder refused you. Everybody know about goddamn Buddha. He great-granddad, that's gay. Yeah. My girl Regina King, shout out to Regina King and Cree Summers for being these voices on Susan Carmichael and shit. I love, man, get it. But don't call that bullshit. I'm tired of y'all trying to put everybody in the same. It's only two beings here, man and woman. That's it. And what I noticed about this shit, men, y'all like to try to put women in your book like we all do. No, y'all doing that shit. Y'all want to delineate? There's plenty other goddamn lines to delineate from as well. Oh, this ain't that cracker man. Oh yeah, we destroying the world and we human. No, y'all doing it. Cause black people ain't got enough money or power to do anything to destroy this goddamn planet. Y'all doing it. So when you say about we destroy the world, no bitch, you destroy the world. Same fucking syntax. Stop including other people in y'all bullshit. If white people doing something and it just y'all, bitch say so. If men doing something and it just y'all, bitch say so. If women doing something by on her own, just say so. Stop trying to lump everybody in one shit clump. One huge dookie clump. Cause y'all keeping that confusion going on. So stop the boo-boo, stop the lying, stop the gaslighting each other. Cause that's all this shit is at the end of the day. Now, I ain't gonna say this shit no more about man and woman. Y'all need to cut that shit out. And these pink people. You need to cut that bullshit out now. Take your goddamn lick. I'm like, hold your own nuts. Nigga, you hold your own nuts then. Stand up for your own shit. Be responsible for your own goddamn action. Oh, weak ass, goofy ass, roll it.
Because the men were passing the information on in their sperm that equated back to the cocaine use.
Wow.
And it was just fascinating too. But this is exactly what we're talking about.
So what you're saying there is outside of a stress trauma, certain environmental circumstances can have an effect on the way the epigenetics are altered.
And that's what was always being talked about. The product of the environment. Everybody know this shit. But y'all trying to pretend it ain't. We the only, like Dr. Claude told y'all, and them damn shorts I didn't put up when Dana showed Dr. Claude's speech on that damn interview. We got 101 reasons why we, FBA. 101 reasons why y'all owe us reparation. 101, goddammit. 101 damnation. Coretta DeVille. Y'all, it's unrefutable now. I told y'all, ain't no more debating the bitch. Ain't no more, but we got a bitch. All that information and data is already here. We ain't gotta talk no more. Time for talking is up. I'm tired talking. It's time for some action. It's time for goddamn action. Now, what is it gonna take to light a fire under your ass? Y'all play too much, man. Y'all play too goddamn much. Rolling.
We do know that stress and trauma do.
So this cocaine
exacerbate
use
this.
is lifestyle?
Yes.
There must be all sorts of other things. I'm guessing environmental pollutions and all sorts.
So do you have a list? I mean, can you make rank list of avoid this because it'll mess up your gonads? I mean, that's.
Well, we don't want to say mess up.
People will respond to that list.
Right? But it may not be mess up. It will change. And change is not always bad.
That's true.
Right?
Okay.
But are you willing to take that experiment on to see if it goes good or bad?
All right. So what has risen to the top of people's research efforts are studying the bad effects.
Yes.
So give me an example of something that could be a good effect in the epigenetic trend.
Hold on. I can answer that shit for ain't none. Ain't no good come out of stressing a motherfucker out. Intentionally. Then, we're at the top of the food chain. What the fuck you stressing us out for? Ain't like we ducking down because a goddamn pterodactyl flying overhead and about to scoop somebody's ass up. No, you miss me with that bullshit. Rolling.
Generational.
Could I give you something that would be an example of a good effect? I think a good effect is biology saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? Like it may not be that
So
we
the
need
good
to.
effect is the neutral.
See what she said? If it ain't broke, stop trying to fix it. Did you hear that, cracker people? Did you hear that, pink people? Leave shit alone. You ain't God. You can't make nothing on this planet better. You ain't even designed for that. All you do is make shit worse. And it's all you've ever done. Roll it.
Effect.
Voila.
Yeah, the neutral effect is good. Oh, right, yeah.
Right. No, studies
you
are
spend
going
a lot
on.
of time on a yacht and your children come out going, what? Oh, dear. Mom, I'm so terribly hungry. Oh.
Yeah, the starvation threshold is different when you're on a yacht. Look, for example, just as an example,
Yes.
it's long been known that suicide rates are higher among people who are less traumatized. Right? So suicide rate for black Americans was way lower than for white Americans, especially wealthy white Americans.
And
By factors.
black females is the lowest.
It's,
believe
yeah,
it or not.
but it's, of course, those
And they
numbers,
have it the hardest.
You heard that? Because we got that don't give a fuck gene. In females, is the lowest. You heard that man say it? All y'all got the so-called world in your hand, Mr. Patriarchal. But y'all the only ones keep offering yourself up because you ain't happy. It's because you're stupid. That's why. It's because you tried to be something you're not. That's why. That's why I never understand how patriarchal can still be working and all y'all doing is knocking each other off and making yourself sick. That's just the stupidest shit I ever heard. But, you know, y'all, as long as you try to make us suffer, I mean, we still don't give a fuck. We don't. We don't even give two fucks about no man. That's why y'all gotta do all what y'all doing. Y'all playing that same game with the pink people. Trying to piss somebody off for no reason. For what? For what? That's why nature gonna take its course and women just gonna stop fucking with y'all, period. They already moving that way. That's why y'all pissed off in man red pilling now. There wouldn't be no red pill if bitch was still sleeping. There wouldn't be no Karen Samuels if bitch was still sleeping. Cause the motherfucker's sick of y'all. It's common sense. You're gonna get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you ain't gonna want nothing to do with a fucking problem creator. You just keep your drama-written ass over there. Roll it.
those numbers
Talk
are
about it.
creeping up a little recently, which is a sign of more equality, I guess. But suicide,
Wow.
I guess.
We finally made it.
What a metric. Hey,
We did it, guys.
Was it angry?
No, that was kind of crazy. Cause what? Cause we got jobs and stuff too. And do it, man. Let me tell you something. A woman, a housewife, have more trauma and drama than a woman in the workforce. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Don't try to gaslight a bitch. That job ain't whipping your ass. That job ain't punching you in the fucking eye. That job ain't in your ear 24 fucking 7 whining like a fucking bitch. So, I don't want to hear that shit equal. Equal what? Y'all ain't say that shit when we was in the fields picking cotton? That's a job, bitch. Women was more stressed out back then than they are now. Bitches getting their ass beat. They churn taken, raped, doing all kind of shit. So, don't talk that dumb shit. Don't talk that dumb shit about, oh, they equal now. Bitch was equal in that fucking cotton field. Where your comments at now, bitch? Nobody said nothing about it. Oh, the woman need to be in the home. Bitch, we was never in the fucking home. That's just some shit to fucking pacify. Like we wasn't out there too. Why you think that bitch had her baby on her back in the first place and hold them goddamn baskets on her head? Get the fuck out of here. Roll it, goddamn, before I slap the taste out your goddamn mouth. Roll it.
As a white male. Okay, cool.
So I don't know if this question is relevant or even interesting, but as they say, your biggest problem is your biggest problem. So if you're on the yacht and there's a delay
Okay, I see
in
where you're
the
going with this.
caviar and you have a big party you're trying to put on.
Okay.
You could be very stressed by
Don't
that.
judge my trauma. Like,
Right, yeah, okay.
Don't judge my trauma.
In
My
all
trauma
fairness
is my trauma.
To the
That's where
therapy
you're going.
session,
Yes.
your trauma is your trauma.
From a psychologist lens, yes.
Yes.
The biggest deal in this mouse life is that it got its foot shocked. We all stubbed our toe at some point within this last week. We're not really going to remember, right? It happens often. But in the dynamic of this
I
mouse,
didn't,
yes,
but-
that's
but-
so much better than us.
I'm coordinated, okay? Sorry, I'm not going to apologize.
Yes, I could see the biggest problem being the biggest problem. I think when we think about looking at humans, you have to take culture into consideration, and that's what we separate when we study mice. Why we have a model organism like mouse is because we can control everything else.
Right.
Right? There are definitely cultures in which the morbidity associated with suicidality is higher. My mother's from Guyana, South America. At some point, it had the highest suicidality rate. It no longer does. I think it's number 3 now
In the world.
in the world.
Wow.
Yes. Right. And we saw that there was a
Yeah,
trend
number
with
one.
the 3 major populations, which are Indo-Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese, and Chinese Guyanese, or like Asian Guyanese, as well as the native population. And it was higher in the Indo-Guyanese. But there are also different cultural aspects of being Indo-Guyanese. So I think
Okay.
it's harder
All right,
to parse
so
out
you
in
got to
that
get the
way.
basic science in there first before you get
before you jump,
sociological.
it's
on
hands
it.
down. I think
All
it's
right.
wise. Yeah.
Interesting. Of course.
It's
it
wise
is.
and respectful
Otherwise,
to go that way.
it's a big tangled mess, and you don't know
Yeah.
what your causes and
And no one
effects
fixed
are. All right,
anything.
Gary,
What happens if the shocks were generational and continued?
Yes. So right now what we are observing is an intergenerational change. But what if the environment doesn't change even in the next generation or the generation after that? This is when we can start to
Hold on. This is a big thing. That's why y'all women need to stop sleeping with jailbirds. Them cops traumatize they thieving asses, beat them up, do all kind of shit. Cause you know, they ain't shit no way. Like my grandfather say, you see a nigga down there, you leave that bitch down there. And that came from my grandfather, ho. So you take that and you shove it up there 2 times. So we try to talk about, women did. My grandfather told me, and everything I know, men told me. My daddy, my brother, my grandfather, my uncles, my cousins. You can't tell me shit, nigga dudes. I don't want to hear that. You talking to somebody that know. So have several seats and go gaslight and try to play with somebody else's head. Go try to play with somebody else goddamn head. See all that trauma them dudes have in jail? All that raping each other, and man, that shit ain't no good. That's why half of them broke down now. If they ain't doing drugs and doing liquor and all kind of shit, he ain't about to go to jail, and the first thing you trying to do is spread your sick ass seeds. See what I'm saying? Oh, that beef food for multiply. It's time I fall that shit. You might want to not do that. Y'all might want to slow down on that process. Cause it's like we always say, y'all come out with beef foods multiply. Nigga, we got enough kids on this planet. We got so many kids, y'all giving these bitches up for food. And you know you heard what I said. Roll it.
envision a space where what we're looking at is an actual evolution change in evolution and not just an epigenetic change.
Interesting.
Because and we have not demonstrated this, nor have other labs, but it could be the space in which for 7 generations you get the odor foot shock.
Right.
And then you have the 8th, you'll expect to see the change in brain. What if you do nothing to the 8th and then look at the 10th? Right. Is this when it finally has stopped becoming
Right.
intergenerational
So then,
and finally overrode?
So in that 12th generation, what we see...
And look, they wear the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Shit. All that 500 years ago of slavery, all that bullshit, y'all, that's just right there. I told y'all already, my mama did already damn near saw 100 years. And I'm alive with her. So, goddamn it, that ain't that far. My great-great-great-grandmother, I met her. So, that ain't that motherfucking far. Go ahead with the bullshit. Y'all keep acting like, oh, that's 500 years. That's a long, oh my God, that's so far back. People can't remember. Bitch, if you remember your grandmother or your great-grandmother or your great-great, you in there. That's like fucking yesterday. I don't know why the hell people act like they're so confused with time. Y'all know old folks damn near 100 years right now. You in the same generation because you alive too, you goofy bitch. Roll it.
It is the same expression that we did in the 8th and the 7th, but we created that 8th and 7th.
And
now
then for a
it's
few
just
generations.
happening.
No, but wait.
So
but that smells Lamarckian here.
People say Lamarckian as if it's like bad.
Okay, well, okay, let me do right
First
by
of all,
Lamar.
who was
You
Lamar?
gotta do right by
Who
Lamarck,
is
okay?
Lamar? No,
Jean-Baptiste Lamarck came maybe a half a century before Darwin's. You also want to give credit where credit's due. Darwin's work is built upon what Lamarck studied. If I could put that in a nutshell, pretty much what Lamarckian inheritance would describe is a giraffe walking in its giraffe space, and it sees green leaves on top of a tree, and it's like, okay, I really want these green leaves. So I'm going to hope and wish and stretch and try to get those
Just
leaves.
try to get the leaves.
And as you try, your neck gets longer. And then you have a longer neck, voila.
And the next generation is even longer.
Exactly.
longer.
So it's
So
an acquired
environment.
character.
See, look at that lie. Look, the Asian man got a little small Peter Whacker. And that bitch ain't grew yet. The white man has small Peter Whacker. He got, where you think they get the term micro penis from? Why that shit ain't grew? And they sleep with black women too? You know that ass so big, you can't get that little Peter Whacker around that bitch. That's why y'all gotta fuck like a fucking animal. Cause your dick too small. Bro,
Characteristic
Yes.
from things that
Based
happen.
on your circumstances or surroundings.
Good. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Whereas Darwin says, you were born with a long neck, you eat all the top of the leaves, all your cousins die with short necks, and now you get to breed more and have a
And that
everyone
would
has
be
a
you
long
were
neck.
selected to remain because your
Exactly.
neck was suited for eating trees.
And everybody
And
else
it
died.
And everybody else
Doesn't
died.
mean that it's one or the other. It does not have to be nature versus nurture in this space.
Okay.
It could be an and/or.
So is this adapt and survive, or is that just a just too broad a stroke?
I think this is what it comes back to: how many generations does the smell continue on? What we can say is that former studies that went on after Lamarckian inheritance became a concept where scientists would go in and they would say, okay, well, let's see if Lamarck is real. We're going to go take this mouse, we're going to cut off its tail, and let's see if the next generation is born with no tail. In fact, let's do it for 3 generations. We do not do this in the lab, let me clarify, right? But for 3 generations, you cut off the mouse tail,
They
and
do
you
it with
see...
poodles. So don't apologize for not doing it to mice.
exactly.
Okay.
And poodles are still born with tails.
Yes, with long tails. They cut them short to make it a little bushy tuft.
Okay.
But, right.
So they said, okay, Lamarck is wrong. But what they didn't study is, are the mice now afraid of the scientist who comes in with the lab coat and scissors? Right? So what are we really focusing our question and answer on?
Because that would be a psychological trauma, not just a physical change.
Let's turn this around, because we've talked about traumas. We're going to cut the tails off young animals, right? How cute, how wonderful. What if you get exposed an animal to something pleasant and continued that pleasant exposure? Do you find that becomes a more balanced, a happier creature?
Kumbaya.
I know this is not going to happen anywhere, right? But is it possible to have other things transferred, not just trauma?
If I were to have a conversation with biology, I think what biology would say back to me is like, let's survive so we can thrive.
All right.
If sugar is good, if flowers smell good, we're good.
Wait, do you have conversations with biology
All the
often?
time. All the time. And it speaks back to me.
Nice.
Okay.
In the way neurons fire. Like, science is so beautiful.
All right.
Right. But what we think is happening when it comes to a stressor
Yeah.
is that there's something called coincidence detection. And we talk about this as electrophysiologists who record from neurons in the brain. When one neuron fires and another neuron hears that firing and also fires, it's coincidence detection. We have an animal who's smelling the environment, so those neurons are firing, and it gets a shock. That's another pathway that's now firing the same time those olfactory sensory neurons are
create
firing.
a new pathway.
If we have something pleasant, we could have the smell of a flower, maybe some dopamine be released, and like that could be paired. But it may not
Dopamine
be.
makes you feel good.
Dopamine's a
Might not
neurotransmitter.
override the shit.
But would that be enough of a threshold to say, now let's take all the energy necessary to make sure animals smell flowers more?
Oh.
It's already roped into what the pleasant circuitry looks like. But I think the best way to answer that question
Yeah.
would be, let's override it with something really good. Let's give them some good cocaine, right? Because it's so good that it's bad. How does that change the next generation? That's the way I would approach that experiment.
Isn't
Thank
that true
you.
with most things? They're so good, they're bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, sugar
everything.
is certainly one. Like, you
Yeah.
know, there are sugar receptors in our stomach,
much
on our
anything.
tongue, in our brain.
Not good.
But why? Because it's essential for survival.
And,
It's got high calorie density.
exactly.
Yeah.
But at one point,
Then it gets hijacked
But it was
by
scarce
by candy bar
right.
company.
But it was, but the scarcity is what allowed it to be. Oh, it's so good, and hey, I got to get this because you're not going to get it. But now that it's abundant, now it's a bad thing because you can get it all the time.
Right,
So
because
it's subject to
those
abuse.
same receptors have been hyped.
That's why these people make all this shit. Where you think candy even came from to the point where it's so massive in the store, you got more candy and junk than food. They even got holidays where they want you to just gorge out on candy. Halloween, Valentine's Day, they know what they doing, and y'all fell for the hook, line, and sinker. Fucking, that's what they talking about. And lo and behold, who behind the fucking iron curtain pulling all these damn strings? These pink people. See what I'm saying? These bitches ain't no good for no good. Roll it.
Jacked by modern civilization.
Right.
So you would agree or possibly even lament that these features of our adaptability in modern times, if you don't need that adaptation, yet you still have manifestations of it, a clever advertiser or a clever marketing person can hijack those sensory urges.
That's what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they did.
Responsibility is
called
to fix that.
capitalism.
Yeah.
So we've discussed Chuck's need for sugar. Because he quite needs to survive. Senses, sight, smell, taste, they're all sensory. So it's all survival. This whole
Hands
thing
down.
of epigenetic inheritance is
Man, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Please let these pink people go back to the cave. Please, just bring them things back where they came from. My goodness gracious, great bonfire. Oh, I can't wait. Dude, please take them things away. Can't go and take them things away. Man, y'all, if you really sit down, if you could truly, and most of y'all can't fucking fathom, bro. If you could truly see these, it's like they live with them glasses. See, I don't have no rose-colored glasses on. I got Superman X-ray vision. I can see through lies, through the bushes, through the fire. I can see it all. And I don't wish I could take it back, because I asked for it. It just, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you see it everywhere. You see it anywhere. All the time. And that's why people so coward and stupid as kids, they act like they don't want to see it, ain't going to exist. Bitch, it's still going to exist, whether you see it or not. I ask for this knowledge and wisdom so I can know how to guide myself. Lamp to my feet and a light to my path. I gotta know where the fuck I'm going to keep me. Without it, that's why everybody throw it off, because nobody want to know the truth. That boy, how about we don't need reparation, we gotta figure out who we are. Well, why y'all not doing that now? Wow, we waiting on reparation. Do it now. Since y'all get ready, we ain't gonna get ready. We'll do it now. Work on yourself now then, fool. How that's working out for you? Did you get it yet? Roll it.
I mean,
Survive to thrive.
a simple umbrella to my mind is survival.
Yes.
And so therefore it's as necessary as oxygen.
Oh, hands down. Hands down.
Amazing.
Sweet.
Oxygen to
Breathe.
aerobic.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
Let's fix that.
Yes.
They're
Even fish.
anaerobic life that doesn't want oxygen, just to be.
We're being specious. We're just only talking about the
I don't want you
important
to be
ones.
speciesist. Correct.
No isms.
So let's see if we can land this plane, this fascinating plane. Let me be cynic here. So what? Now you understand the phenomenon.
Shirley.
What are you going to do about it? An entire generation of people survived the Depression, famine, racism, slavery. Can you do anything about it other than just come behind us all? Is that, well, here's why you're that way, and then go back to your lab. Meanwhile, Chuck has hypertension. He's got
Anxiety,
issues.
anguish,
He's
can't
got race
sleep.
issues.
prostate, all kinds.
Okay. If you can't do anything about it, what good is this? And if you can do something about it,
Right there. Damn it. I got the magic to... You know what the fuck you do about it? Give us our goddamn reparation like I told you, bitch. Y'all like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he just told y'all, okay, now what? I told y'all in my last video, why y'all keep telling people about all this fucking shit if you ain't gonna do shit about it? You keep the motherfucker to yourself then. Was you trying to stress a bitch out some more? That's all you about good for anyway. So, like this man just said, what do we do about it, knowing what we did. I already told you. Give my motherfucking money. Wrote it.
Then are you playing God?
I think there's a twofold answer. One is for the love and need of understanding science, and the other one is for the love and need of understanding people. If there was a space in which someone...
Hold on. The love and the need on understanding people. When all you have to do is just understand your fucking self. The rest gonna follow. Why do you need to understand people? For what? For manipulation? For what? When did this come into play into the human existence, the dynamic? Well, you gotta figure out exactly what makes humans tick. That's a dangerous thing. And now they didn't cut hold to it. And this is what they using. Again, it turned that shit into a weapon. That's a weapon now. They use that knowledge as power. And because people don't know themselves, they're allowed to be tricked. That's something you're going to have to find with or without reparations, baby. That's straight out the gate, know thyself. And if your mom and your pa and you wasn't raised that way, you're going to have a hard motherfucking time. And again, you can't penalize every black person because you grew up jacked the fuck up. Because most of y'all attracted to that shit. Like that little doofy boy. I want to do hood rat thing with my hood rat friends. Nah. No, they had to be a little dude. Oh, my God. We can't help y'all when it comes to that. Ain't nobody can't help y'all when it comes to that. Y'all don't want to. Y'all want to do what y'all want to do. You think you God, and you think you the boss, and you over everything. Well, then keep that then. Keep that while you fucked up and lost. Keep that while you fall for everything and anything. Keep that while you keep falling for the same okey-doke over and over and over like a complete idiot. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing. Y'all that way because you don't want to listen. Because you think you somebody else instead of being your damn self. So we ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't make woman suffer because y'all fucked up. And this is where the buck stops. This is why everything going the way it is now. We tired waiting on y'all. Who told you womanhood existence was to sit there and wait on your bitch slow ass? Why their life just gone by, they die, and they bitch ain't got no purpose. But to wait on you, bitch, you stupid. I don't know where y'all get that sick ass shit from. That's why y'all at where y'all at now. Because that's just a sick ass thought. Roll it.
Who had gone through trauma ancestrally and then are born here in modern day and are suffering from all these elements. Even though they eat healthy, they exercise, they still have hypertension. They still feel this anxiety. I believe to have a neuroscientist say to you,
I make women
you can
afraid
take
of
that
men.
burden off you, it's not your fault. This is just the way that you've inherited experiences of your ancestors. That validation within itself will probably create a shift for better. That's,
And ain't wonder what's wrong with most women. Them bitches been beat to death. And they wonder why they scared. While another they kids and they women girls, they get scared and can't really tell a dude what the fuck going on and how to get the fuck off. That's all that is. They going through the generational trauma. That's why women fucked up. Y'all keep saying, what's wrong with women? Women keep choosing wrong because y'all did that, bitch. You reap what you sow. I told y'all. It's like that Batman. How about you made me? Bitch, you made me first. You should have did none of that. So now you reaping what the fuck you sow, and now you can't handle it. Roll it.
So that thing there, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I mean, I just heard you talk about sugar, so maybe that one is your fault. But
It's not your fault. It's not your fault mantra.
It's not your fault except the sugar.
that part.
That runs deep.
That's great.
And I think the other is, if we have to understand what's happening in a maladaptive situation, quote unquote, in a bad situation, we have to understand the basics of biology. We can't fix something unless we know how it
Right.
broke.
Yeah.
In the hit series, The Expanse, there's talk of adapting a life form that can just simply live in the vacuum of space, because that's a new frontier where a lot of people are hanging out in all the time. So I'm just wondering, do you, generally in science, if you understand something, ultimately you can manipulate it and control it?
Yes.
Is there a plan for that going forward, where you can go in and nip, tuck, tweak, pinch, and all of these symptoms go away, thereby removing the epigenetic forces operating?
If we understand it, can we go and can we nip tuck? In the same way, if we understand the need for sugar, should we pound it into our food and candy and give it to our children? I think it has to do with responsibility as scientists to say we now have the ability to do a little nipping and a little tucking, but do we understand how this is going to change generations to come if we take out the ability for you to change this adaptation?
You could doom a future generation to not want sugar, and then they won't even have...
Or not smell the smell and not have anxiety, but then constantly get slapped up.
That's a really good answer. I can't even rebut that.
The unintended consequences.
Why you give me such a good... Damn. I got nothing to ask you now. You answer my question so good.
That's why the good doctor is here.
I know.
To give the good
The
answers.
good doctor. Like
So I love everything you've described. Is there any controversy among your colleagues about what you're doing, or are there competitive ideas? Where does your work fit in the landscape of other neuroscientists?
It is dead smack in the center of the controversy. And a lot of it has to do, with what we're taught in textbooks and what we decide is canon, decide is truth. And then we see that maybe Lamarck wasn't all wrong, and that really jars people's brains. So our job as neuroscientists is to say, put your textbook aside, this is the data. Let's look at what our studies have demonstrated and take it from there on a clean slate.
They know they fucked up. They just trying to see the final results on how this world and this patriarchal society fucked everybody up. There would be no need for this study if this shit wouldn't be. Y'all broke people. Now you're trying to figure out why people broke when you broke them in the first place. That's what that girl just said. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all did all of this and trying to pretend it's natural and that, it's just how things are. Stop breaking shit, bro. Is that the best y'all can do? Is that all y'all about? Where we going with all of this? On the real. What's the end game? See? It's that bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck, man. Cause y'all gonna play y'all that fucking game. Cause y'all wanna be God so bad. Like I said, you can go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. Just give our motherfucking reparation. How about that? That shouldn't... Why don't you do a study on what happened when you give a motherfucking reparation? Do that. I just had a thought. THOTH. Y'all like to study the motherfucker. Oh, black people crazy. Oh, they just show something wrong with black people. They just the bell curve. You want to see something? Put this in your books, bitch. Give us our fucking reparations and see what's gonna happen. You want to see psychological change? You want to see freedom of self? You want to see separation and delineation from your crack-ass world? Cause shit, man, I'm already a hermit. If I had 20 times the extra money, shit, bitch, you don't even know I exist. You wouldn't even know I exist. Y'all like doing mad science shit all the time. Why don't you run a program that studies black people once we get goddamn reparations? Study that, bitch. Roll it.
But presumably there are other labs.
There are other labs,
publish
yes.
what you do, it's then reproducible. So why should anything be so controversial as what is poking mice?
I think you hit on a very important note of
Unless
this
you just have
reproducibility.
special black mice that nobody else gets.
Don't start.
Don't stop. Poor Tyrone.
You crazy, yeah. But if you already know, white mice don't really exist in nature. That's a cracker man shit. It's just a brown mouse or black mouse. Ain't no white mice. Where he gonna hide? He goes against nature. They gonna find that motherfucker and kill him. That's why lab rats are white. They genetically took that bitch from the brown mouse. Same thing how this cracker got here. You can't get brown from white, but you can get white from brown. So they know where they came from just by studying the white rat. Period. He knows. They know. They know. They know. They know. They know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm glad y'all heard this in-depth science, a conversation about epigenetics. We got about 2-3 more minutes left before we wrap this up. And I didn't think I was gonna do the whole video, but I did. Because it was too intriguing. It had too much packed information and knowledge inside here to complete the whole story so you can truly understand what has been done to us as black people. In America. I ain't even worried about the rest of the world. Because they really don't exist. Because ain't nobody really give a fuck about them. It's all about here. Like Master Bobby said, it's all about shit over here. So, without further ado, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to let the last piece roll out. And we're going to see where it's at. Roll it.
We are.
Why do you name him Tyrone? Are any of your mice named Tyrone? We have
I
to
can't answer the
establish
question now because you know who one is, and I can't say it now, so of course. But I will say that my lab was the first to replicate this study
Okay.
of the original change in the parent.
Fantastic.
This study it was
That's a
done
start.
by Brian Diaz and Carrie Russell. I got a lot of fire for it because
They got a lot of fire.
They got a lot of fire for it. So I entered into the flames thinking like, first things first, can we replicate this? Cleanly, using our brain clearing and using our cool microscopes, we've been able to replicate that.
Brain clearing.
We then built upon it by showing this is the mechanism. I think that, unfortunately, we have to sometimes wiggle our brains out of the old mindset and just look at the data and see what that looks like. And I think that's why...
It ain't no wiggle our brain out the old mice. No, it's these crackers that act like this more than everybody. Ain't nobody can be profound on some other shit and learn new avenues. Oh, no, that's the way it is. And it'll never change. And that just... You don't want nobody to be smarter than them. And you ain't that fucking smart. Roll it.
Shows like this are so important because you're motivating people to think slightly differently and have that little different of a spin. And that
But
kind
that's
of
always
things in a
funny.
different direction.
the way the cutting edge of neuroscience works. I mean, when you look at addiction, just addiction alone, the work that has been done to prove that addiction is not a matter of willpower, it's not a matter of desire.
More going on,
It's
yeah.
not. It's actually a brain malady. I mean, if you had told somebody that 30 years ago, they'd have laughed at you. They said you're a quack, and now it's just accepted. You know, so yeah, to keep going.
That dovetails with the free will question.
Right.
How much are we actually in control of our body, mind, and soul?
Right, and how much of it is a chemical response?
Right.
And how much of it is man-made.
Ooh, I love that. How much of our problems are man-made? And that's brilliant. That's beautiful to go out on. How much of our fucking true problems are man-made? Bitch, all of them. Roll it.
Right. Well,
Just
that's
use
where
man-made again.
you've introduced an entirely new aspect
I only
to the
bring the
conversation.
data. Yeah, I only talk
Yeah.
about what the data show.
So
Now,
cool.
now we have to ask because we
Please.
like neuroscience and Star Talk Special Edition. So we're compelled to ask, how much genetic control do you have over your husband?
I rely heavily on epigenetics. So my relationship with my husband and my children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely obedient household.
Epigenetics and prayer. Yeah.
That's so funny. It's so funny.
Thank you for sharing your expertise. And you just up the street in Columbia.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we got to come back.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the internet show. I hope y'all learned a lot, man. I hope y'all learned a lot about why these people have been doing what they have been doing to us all these years. What were they trying to accomplish? How it affects us then versus how it's affecting us now and how it's going to affect us in the near future. So, without further ado, this wraps up the end of the show. I told y'all all this is evidence, is solid proof that reparation is owed to us. And just by that scientific research and fact base alone, look what y'all done did to us in America. no other race of people, no other has been through such turmoil and mindfuck. Them old youths can pretend all they want. Bitch, you don't hold a candle to this shit. If Hitler would have did the same shit that y'all do to us, y'all would have been wiped the fuck out. Cause y'all not that strong no way. Ain't no other race could have went what we went through. Y'all been fucking knocked the fuck off. Y'all can't handle fake life. Life, you done set up for your own self to easy street. You can't handle that. So how the hell you think you gonna be able to handle this? How you think you gonna handle this? Man. But I hope y'all understand and I hope y'all get it. All my intelligent people out there, please understand this is very pertinent information on why and what has been done to us. And this is the number one standing ground for reparations. So, without further ado, happy cheek grease. Whoop, whoop.